Hello everyone, this is Corpse bringing you another video tutorial. Today's video tutorial is part 2 of a 3-part series where we will be going over the file changes for your Evo site being upgraded from 2.0.9D to version E. Please take note of this warning before we proceed, as we will not be held responsible for any lost data that can occur with this upgrade. If you do run into an error, please post on the Evo forums about the error that you are running into and give us as much details as you can. The more info you give, the better we can assist you. Thank you. Okay, in the previous video tutorial, we had you upgrade the SQL, but at the same time I talked about making backups of both your files and your database and putting them into either a subfolder on your website or using something like WAMP server where you can have a local server so you can do the edits without ruining your main site, your live site. So with that said, let's start off as if you do have a live site, or not a live site, but a test site that you are working off of. And this will be mine. So as you can see, I pretty much have it all set to go, all ready to go, but we're missing a lot of things. And we still haven't done all the changes we need to. So what we need to do is open up our folder here. And we'll see this one file in here that says folders to be re-uploaded after update.txt. That is this file right here. So what we need to do is we need to go and transfer all these folders over into our new site from our old site. So what I'm going to do is open up right here. This is my new site on the left. And on the right is my old site here. I'm going to close this. And what I need to do is transfer these folders over. So what I'm going to do is just put that right there. I need to go into modules, forums right there. Let me bring this back up. And since I need to bring over the files first, what I'll do is go over to modules, forums. I need the files folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. And I'm just going to paste. And what this is going to do is transfer all the files that we have over here over into our new. So each time I do these transfers, I will pause it until it's done. So we're not going to be spending so much time.
A few moments later.
So it's pretty much finished transferring, except that it has this with the same names. So I'm just going to replace files. That's fine. So we need to do this for each one of these. So now, as you can see, I need to go to the images folder. And I need to transfer over the avatars. Yeah, avatars. Form icons, which is right there. Icon. Ranks. And smileys. So let me open up the images here. So avatar. Going to transfer over all that. And the way I've selected these individual files, folders, is I held Control. and clicked on each one I wanted. So if I let go of control and I click on that, as you can see, it selected that one. And did I say I needed the icon? Yes, it does. So we're going to transfer all these over. And I do need to transfer the band as well. And I hit Control Z to go back because what I want to actually do is copy these. I don't want to. Let's Control C this. And then we're going to paste this. And there we go. Transferred those 1,000 files over, made a copy of all that. Now what we want to do is, if you have the file repository installed, what we need to do is go to Modules, File Repository, Files. Oh, we need the Files folder. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. And then also go back to Modules. Modules over here. Go to the file repository, right click. And we're going to click Paste. And now that is done, we have to do the same thing for the image repository. So we go up here. Let's go into image repository. And this one says again, we need the files folder. So we right click, copy, right click, and paste. And as you can see, I'm right clicking over the white area and not over the file itself or the folder. And the reason is if I right click on the folder and paste inside onto the folder, then it's actually going to put the files folder inside that files folder. I don't want that. I want it to merge the two. So by doing that, by right clicking here and selecting paste, it's actually just merging the two together. So now if we go back here, and we do like a file repository where saying it. Oh, that's because that's still on downloads. Let me click on this one. And there you go. You can see that we have that there.
A few moments later.
Okay, seems that I did find a little bit of a bug, so I'll bring it up to Lone Star. Hopefully we'll have this ironed out before it goes out, but if you guys run into this, all we have to do is go into the file repository admin, and as you can see, all my files are still here. It's just now under new client files. So basically I have to go and approve all these. So let's click on blank block, and we just go to approve the download, and we select yes, and then click save, and it should automatically go into where it previously was. So if we look, it still says the correct category and all that. So it's just going to be a little bit of a tedious thing, and I will bring this up to Lone Star. So this may be fixed for your version. So till then, this is what you'll probably have to do. And I'm not going to have you guys watch me do this individually. So here, I'll just do it as quick as I can.
2,000 years later.
Alrighty, there we go. We're done. And with this one here, all I did was I created a simple SQL instead of doing it. I had so many files, I wasn't going to do it for all of them. So I just wrote up a simple SQL. And what I did was just went into the root there, went into SQL. And I ran this basically saying set is approved where is approved is equal to 0. So if I click go, it will say it ran, but no rows were affected because, well, essentially I just activated everything. So that is the lazy way I got around it. So now we got the file repository all done. Let's go back to our home. And as you can see, we do have a lot of missing stuff. Calendar for one. Well, I'm not putting the old calendar back in, so what I'm going to do is go to our blocks and our calendar right here. It used to be the event calendar, and we actually removed that for the new e-calendar. And so I save block, and then I can go to the home, and there we go. The new e-calendar is there. But now, as you can see, we're missing some things like the digital clocks, user info, TeamSpeak, supporters. Over here, we're missing the Jag who's been, my search that I did, and our donations system. Overall, the best way to get these things back up is to actually just go grab the fresh files. But if that's not an option, again, you can just come over here and transfer them over. Like for me, let's do the first thing we were going to do. Let's move over this block right here, the center top block, since that's just a simple single block. So I'm going to go into my blocks file right here and look for it. I don't remember if it's this one or this one, so the easy way I can figure this out is just to go to my actual working live site. And by going to the live site, that will make things easier. We can actually close this down because we are done with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the blocks. And this is called center main, -main. So let's look for it. Center.main. Let's copy this. Go into the blocks folder. And paste. Now if we refresh, you can see it's back up, but it is missing some things. Don't worry about that. Those are things that we can worry about later on, which is just finding where we had those images and transferring them over. This is going to be a slow, tedious process. So, and I can show you everything that I'm going to do, but it's going to be the same thing. Just digital clock. I know where I downloaded that from, mostly because that's a script that I created right here. So I could download it from my own site, fresh copy. I used a 12-hour. So I just download this, open it up, and for me, like blocks, there it is right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm moving that to my other screen, but so you guys can see what I'm doing here. But what I'm going to do is just do this. Copy, paste, and I gotta go into the includes, and I'm actually going to bring over this whole folder. So again, I'm coming down to over any file, and I'm going to select paste. You don't want to do over a folder because it will put the folder inside that folder. I don't want to do that. I want to have it on the outside. So if I go back to here and go into the blocks, we already brought over the digital clock, but I need to also do the TeamSpeak. So we look for, not the TeamSpeak, sorry, the Twitch. It's going to be that one, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to click paste, hit refresh. Okay, error not found. It's, oh yeah, that's happening because I'm on my local. I forgot about that. So those ones I won't be able to tell for sure until I get onto the live site that it's working. And granted, some of these blocks and modules may have to be upgraded to the new CMS. So if they're not upgraded, you may actually have to do it, or you can contact the original developer and ask them if they can update it or if they have an updated version. So let me close that. Let's do this as well. There's one other thing I gotta do because this is my home module. Forum news module. We're using V1. I do know this is going to be, it's going to have to be updated to the latest version, but I need to get at least the basic on for now. And looks to be just a module. Yep, so that's nice. And you'll see I'm going to paste this right into the modules folder. And there we go. It's now inside here. So if I go in here, forum news module right there. So that's why I mean what happens if you paste over a folder. It will go into that folder. And there we go. We have our forum news up and running on our main site. And you gotta do this for each thing. I'm not going to bore you having you watch me do all of these things because it's all pretty much the same thing. As you can see that my right blocks did disappear, and this is more likely going to be an issue with just coming into the main administration, and we go to modules. We have that set to home, and as you can see it says set to left. So we click on that and we're going to say both. Save changes and we go back to the home and there we go. Problem averted. And the thing is the reason why I want to show you that is I've had several people report to me in the past that they've set something to their home module and all of a sudden their right blocks no longer work and they think their site's broken and all this stuff's not working correctly. And then I just pointed out saying, yeah, why don't you just check this real quick. Basically go into the modules, scroll down to the one where you see the home icon, and make sure that it says both. If it says both, then yeah, there's a problem. If it doesn't say both, there's no problem. You just have to set that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do one more thing. My user info, the one that I used, is no longer there. So we can go to the blocks. And grab the one that is there, which is the Evo user info. I'm not a big fan of this one, never have been. But if we go back to the home, you'll see it's there, and it does have the reCAPTCHA already put in. And that's pretty much how you go about doing it. So as you can see, I got most of my site already done, and things that you will need to do is, like me, I'm missing my clan manager, so of course I would have to go and download the clan manager and get that over. And several other things. As you can see, like right here, this is being stretched wide. This was the reason why I didn't like this system, this block. But that's the nice thing. We'll have these blocks, or you can grab these blocks from the other version and bring them over. So you'll have that available to do. So yeah, it's just a matter of taking your time and doing all these files, moving them over. Do not take your existing files like this, and we can't stress this enough. Do not take your site right here and sit there and say, oh, well, why do that when it's easier to just take the files from here and just overwrite what I have here. The reason why we don't want you to do this is because there's so many changes that have happened. We don't want you running to the risk of screwing up everything. We're not going to go that route. We are stressing to you to actually use fresh files and move everything over. You're just going to be hurting yourself if you go this other route. Take the time, do it. Do it this way. This is the route that we highly recommend going about. So yield that warning. Do it like how I'm showing you, and not how I just told you you could do it, because you don't want to do it that way, and I'm not saying to do it that way. We want you to actually physically move everything over that you actually need. And yes, you're going to be losing everything else, but that's why you have a backup, just in case. So, like, I'll always have this backup, and you can zip up the backup and put it on a flash drive or something, so you have those files somewhere else. So, yeah, take care. I mean, I hope this helps a little bit. You saw that I did quite a bit here, but there's still a lot that needs to be done. And I go into this knowing that this may take a day or two or three. And it's just a matter of tweaking it yourself and doing it yourself. So, yeah, you guys have a good one. Till next time. Next video, we'll go over on updating your theme, your old theme, to work on Evo 2.0.9e. So, till next time, you guys have a good one.